Every morning, usually between 5 a.m. and 11 a.m., we release our Central Indiana Scoreboard show. It's similar to ESPN Radio Sports Center, but focuses on the Pacers, Fever, Colts, IndyCar, and the best college and high school sports coverage in Central Indiana. Please join us for your daily audio sports section. You are listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report's baseball sectional scoreboard show with scores from across the state, with a focus on sectionals at Kokomo, Carmel, Pendleton Heights, New Palestine, New Haven, Logansport, Yorktown, Newcastle, Oak Hill, Lapel, Madison-Grant, Park, Tudor, Winchester, Clinton, Prairie, Wes-Del and Anderson Prep.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengelt.
Welcome, baseball fans, to the Central Indiana Sports Report and our baseball sectional scoreboard show, where we'll go over all the scores across the state with details and highlights from local sectionals as we go. Today is May 29th, 2025. It's a Thursday. It's another day for Central Indiana sports, so it's another day for the Central Indiana Sports Report. I'm your host, Greg Mengelt, podcasting today from headquarters in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Producer Susie is in the control room. Please do us a huge favor if you're so inclined to go to YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss a single podcast. Just search Central Indiana Sports Report. It's easy to find. Pretty soon we're going to have lots of video there, so you're going to want to be subscribed. It's a busy week for the Central Indiana Sports Report with baseball, softball, track and field, and tennis postseasons underway. We've got the Fever, IndyCar, plus we have the IU report with Grant Schaus and 5 questions that need answers with Will Rutherford later this week. It is the perfect week to describe to the Central Indiana Sports Report's YouTube channel. There's something for everybody. We're going to start our scoreboard with Class 4A Sectional 1 and work our way down to Class A Sectional 64. As we come to local sectionals, I'll give more details, but we'll give scores from all across the state. And we start in Class 4A and actually start with Sectional 2 because there was no action in Sectional 1 on Wednesday. On Thursday in Sectional 2 at Valparaiso, Portage beat Merrillville 5-0. Sectional 3 at LaPorte, number 1 Penn beat South Adams 15-0, and Mishawaka topped Michigan City 11-7. Concord beat Warsaw 3-2 in the only game in Sectional 4 at Northridge. In Sectional 6 at Homestead, it was Fort Wayne South 2, Fort Wayne 0. Sectional 7 at Kokomo gets underway Saturday with 17-10 Kokomo against Harrison at 11 a.m. Then Jeff against McCutcheon at 1. The championship is Monday at 6. Sectional 8 at Carmel got started on Wednesday with 2 first-round games, and man, were they good ones. Number 4 Fishers beat Hamilton Southeastern 3-2. Mayo Fernandez went 3 for 3 and drove in 2 of the Tigers' 3 runs, and Luke Cherry was 2 for 3. Carter Stroll had the other RBI for the Tigers. Owen Sanders threw 4 innings and gave up 3 hits and 2 runs, and Reed Garber threw 3 innings, giving up just 1 hit for the 24-5 Tigers. Listen to Garber's season numbers. 7-0. He surrendered just 3 runs in 29 innings. None of them earned. His ERA is 0.0 through 29 innings. Number 9, Zionsville beat Noblesville 1-0. It was Zionsville's 3rd 1-run win over the Millers this season. Davis Moore threw a complete game 1 hitter and struck out 10. Tyler Hughes doubled and scored the only run of the game in the first inning. So on Saturday in the semifinals at 5:30, it'll be number 4 Fishers against 18-8 Zionsville and 12-6 Westfield against 11-6 Carmel. The championship game is Monday at 6. In Sectional 9 at Pendleton Heights, the first round got underway Wednesday with a couple of shutouts. Mount Vernon beat Richmond 2-0 in 11 innings. Andrew Bolt threw 10 innings, gave up just 3 hits, no runs, struck out 11 and walked just 1 for the Marauders. He's now 6-1 with a 1.84 ERA. Griffin Rackett threw an inning, gave up just a hit and no runs for his first save of the season. Both of the Marauders' runs came in the bottom of the 11th. Mason Meyer was 2 for 5 with a triple and a run in the 11th, and Ben Schaefer scored a run and drove one in. Xander Jude was brilliant for Richmond, giving up just 5 hits and no runs in 10 innings. In the second game at Pendleton Heights, Greenfield Central beat Muncie Central 5-0. Brady Martin and Gavin Marcus combined on the shutout. Martin threw 5 innings, gave up just 3 hits and struck out 9. Marcus threw 2 innings, didn't give up any hits and struck out 3. Nick Flinch went 1 for 1 and scored twice for the Cougars. Brady Johnson was 2 for 4 with a double and a run. In Friday's semifinals, it'll be 18-7 Mount Vernon against 13-14 Greenfield at 5:30, followed by 17-9 Pendleton Heights against 12-14 Anderson. The championship game is Monday at 6. In Sectional 10 at Lawrence Central, Lawrence North beat Tech 12-1. Sectional 11 at Avon, it was Brownsburg 3, Pike 0. Sectional 12 at Center Grove, it was second-ranked Center Grove 8, Mooresville 6, and Perry Meridian 6, Southport 0. Sectional 13 at Terre Haute North, Bloomington North beat Bloomington South 2-1. Sectional 14 at Columbus East, it was Whiteland 12, Columbus North 2. And in Sectional 15 at Jeffersonville, Floyd Central beat rival New Albany 3-1, and Jeffersonville took down number 10 Silver Creek 3-1. We move to Class 3A at East Chicago Central. Highland beat Gary West 2-1. Sectional 19 at Plymouth, number 6 South Bend St. Joe shut down Culver Academy in an 8-0 win. Sectional 20 at Northwood, it was the host Panthers 8, Columbia City 6, and Fairfield 5, Warsaw 3. Sectional 21 at Garrett, Leo beat the host Railroaders 13-3. Sectional 22 at New Haven, we went into the sectional with 2 teams. We came out of the first round with none. On Wednesday, Heritage beat Marion 8-0. Landon Leibarger threw 6 shutout innings and gave up just 2 hits and struck out 6. Cameron Ronner had 2 doubles, 2 runs, and 3 RBIs. Lucas Taylor doubled and drove in 2. Tayshawn Edmond was 2 for 3 with both of Marion's hits. The Giant season ends at 1-22. And in the second quarterfinal, Belmont beat Mississinawa 6-0. Bo Baker threw a complete game 1-hitter, striking out 14 Indians with just 2 walks. Will Baker was 2 for 3 with a double and 2 runs. Mason Martinez was 2 for 3, scored a run, and drove 1 in. Kyler Thompson had the only hit for 12-12 Mississinawa. It was a single. Thursday semifinals at New Haven, it will be Heritage against Belmont and Norwell against New Haven. The championship game is Monday at 6. Sectional 23 at Logansport, there was only one game Wednesday. It was Logansport 10, Twin Lakes 0. Micah Rogers and Braylon Ritchie had 2 RBIs each. Aiden Swink went 2 for 3 with 3 runs and a stolen base for 16-13 Logansport. And Carson Wagner had a triple and 3 RBIs for 18-10 Twin Lakes. On Thursday at Logansport, it'll be 23-4 and 8th-ranked Western against 11-12 West Lafayette at 5. Then 15-9 Maconaquah against 19-7 Northwestern at 7. The semifinals are Saturday. The championship is Monday at 5. Sectional 24 at Yorktown in the first round on Wednesday. Delta beat Connersville 7-0. Zane Klein threw 6 innings and gave up just 2 hits of scoreless work. He's now 6-3 on the season. Maddox Huffman threw the final inning. He went 3 up, 3 down for his 3rd save of the year. Campbell Light had 2 RBIs, and Cabe Stebbins went 2 for 2 with a run and an RBI for the 19-9 and 2-time defending sectional champion Eagles. Jay County beat Newcastle 10-2 in 11 innings, scoring 8 runs in the top of the 11th. Aiden Phillips had a big game for the 11-14 Patriots. He threw 5 2/3 scoreless innings and gave up just 2 hits. And on offense, he was 2 for 5 with 2 runs and an RBI. Leighton Brown drove in 3 runs. Carter Fugate was 2 for 5 with 2 runs and an RBI. For 6-19 Newcastle, Carson Bell threw 7 innings and gave up just 4 hits and 1 earned run. He struck out 11 and walked just 1. And Gannon Harris went 3 for 4. The semifinals Thursday at Yorktown. It'll be 19-9 Delta against 11-14 Jay County, followed by 9-18 Hamilton Heights against the 13-4 and host Tigers. The championship is Monday at noon. Sectional 25 at Brebeuf, it was Tri-West 5, Frankfort 3. Sectional 26 at Chittard, Heron beat Shortridge 13-3, and number 9 Cathedral knocked off Purdue Poly 10-0. Sectional 27 at Cascade, it was Edgewood 7, Indianapolis Washington 0, and Cascade beat Northview 5-1. In sectional 28 at New Palestine, there was only one quarterfinal game on Wednesday. That was number 3 New Pal 6, Rushville 2. Jackson Kemp hit his 6th home run of the season, and Gavin Neal hit his 2nd for the Dragons. Jacob Morris threw 4 hitless innings and also drove in a run and scored one. And Holden Hughes threw 3 innings, giving up just 3 hits and 2 runs for the 21-3 Dragons. There are 2 more sectional quarterfinal games Thursday at New Pal. It's 17-7 Shelbyville against 22-4 and 2nd ranked Roncalli at 5:30, followed by 4-18 Greenwood against 6-21 Beech Grove. The semifinals are Saturday. The championship is Monday at 6. In Class 3A Sectional 29 at Jennings County, it was Batesville 11, Franklin County 1, and Jennings County 2, Lawrenceburg 1. Sectional 30 at Madison, the host Cubs beat North Harrison 11-7. Sectional 31 at Southridge, it was Jasper 6, Vincennes 4, and Princeton 6, Southridge 2. That is always a great sectional. Sectional 32 at Bossy, it was Evansville Memorial 10, Mount Vernon 0, and Heritage Hills 6, Boonville 1. We move to Class 2A, and we start at Sectional 34 at Jimtown, where the host Jimmy's beat LaVille 10-0. Sectional 35 at Central Noble, Lakeland beat Eastside 2-1, and Prairie Heights beat Central Noble 7-6. Sectional 36 at Adams Central is Whitco 4, South Adams 3. Sectional 37 at Lafayette Central Catholic, it was 2nd ranked Central Catholic 13, Rensselaer Central 1. Sectional 38 at Oak Hill, for 2 first-round games on Wednesday. It was 6th ranked Eastern 6, Wabash 2. Caleb Hurt went 2 for 3 with a double and a run. Alistair Schrock had a double and 2 RBIs. Colt Snyder threw 4 2/3 innings and gave up just 2 hits and 1 run. Colin Otto threw 2 1/3 in relief, giving up just 4 hits and 1 run for the Comets. For 11-15 Wabash, Hayden McWhirt threw 3 innings and retired all 9 batters he faced with 6 strikeouts. In the second quarterfinal, Manchester beat number 8 Rochester 3-2. Dallas Martin went 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Reese Garte was 2 for 3 with 2 runs. Harper Sturtzman threw a complete game 5-hitter, giving up just 1 earned run with 9 strikeouts and 3 walks. For Rochester, Carson Pollock threw a complete game 6-hitter, giving up just 1 earned run with 11 strikeouts and 4 walks. The Zebras season ends at 19-8. Saturday's semifinals at Oak Hill will be number 6 Eastern, which is 25-3, against Manchester, which is 13-12. Then it'll be 12-13 Lewis Cass against 17-9 Oak Hill at 1. The championship game is scheduled for Monday at 7. Sectional 39 at Lapel, the first round was Wednesday, and Tipton beat Taylor 6-0. Behind freshman Aiden Gibbs' complete game 5-hitter, he struck out 9. Nick Nasser was 3 for 4 with a double, 2 runs, and an RBI. Jack Roach went 2 for 4, hit his 4th home run of the season, and scored twice. And Keaton Wiley was 2 for 3 for 1 and 20 Taylor. The big story was in the second game where Sheridan's Dane Vogie threw a no-hitter against a solid Frankton offense. The Eagles were only able to hit the ball out of the infield once all day against Vogie. Offensively, Chance Spencer was 2 for 4 with a double and a run for the 11-13 Blackhawks. Here's Tipton Tribune and Elwood Call leader, sports editor Michelle Garman, with a quick recap of what happened Wednesday at Lapel. Then we'll hear from Vogie.
I saw 2 really good pitching performances. It started with a really nice pitching performance by Tipton freshman Aiden Gibbs. He's a right-hander. He pitched a complete game. I believe gave up 7 hits, struck out 9, walked 2, Tipton won 6-0. He also had an RBI hit. Jack Roach hit a solo home run in that game. So it advanced the Blue Devils. Now Taylor only had 9 players last night, so that was kind of sad. It's actually kind of sad to see how far Taylor's tradition-rich baseball program has dropped. I mean, that was a program that at one time, they were just, the best in the area. They could challenge Kokomo. They could challenge all the top schools in the area, and they just can't do that anymore. But the performance of the night, it may end up being the performance of the sectional. Have 2 games tonight, semifinal games tonight, and the championship on Monday. But was the performance of Sheridan senior left-hander Dane Vogie. Oh man, he was just masterful. All 7 innings, pitched that no-hitter, his first no-hitter. This is a young man that 2 years ago had Tommy John surgery, and he was in command of his stuff all night except for the bottom of the 4th inning. He walked the first 3 batters of the inning of Frankton, and those were 3 of his 4 walks he gave up all night. And but his defense stepped up behind him. They got the next Frankton kid to hit into a 3-2-4 double play. An outstanding job by the catcher. He positioned himself very well to where he was touching home plate when he caught it and was ready to quickly throw the relay to first. And then Vogie ended the inning by striking out the next batter. So, bases loaded, no outs. Frankton they come up empty. And, I think that was a huge turning point. It kind of deflated Frankton a little bit. It gave Sheridan some, momentum. In the top of the 5th, Sheridan got a double, and then the next kid was hit by a pitch, and Frankton pulled Brady Carmack, who started the game, and he through 4 innings, he'd given up 4 hits. He ended up giving up 5 because he started the 5th, but he kept Sheridan off the board, and Hunter Ulrich came in, and he retired the next 3 batters, so got out of the inning without trouble. But then I'm telling you, the top of the 6th, Sheridan got it going. They got a double, and then Vogie follows with an RBI double, which turned out to be the winning hit. They managed to score 2 more runs.
Now let's hear from Michelle and the star of the day, Dane Vogie.
You were really only in trouble the 1 inning. You gave up 4 walks.
Yeah.
And 3 of them happened to be to lead off an inning.
Yeah.
But then you got, the teammates turned that great double play.
Yeah.
And you strike out. How did that double play just kind of give you renewed energy a little bit, or?
Yeah, it allowed me to trust my teammates more. I expected them to make the play. They really executed, and it took a lot of stress off of me.
So yeah, your defense was flawless behind you.
It was. They played great.
What pitches were really working for you tonight?
Everything. 4-seam. I started working on my slider a couple weeks ago. It really found itself tonight. And my changeup really looked good out there.
I think you did it on 107 pitches.
Wow, that's pretty good. I'm not too upset about that, but I'll definitely ice my arm tonight.
Congratulations to Dane on that incredible performance. Sectional 39 Lapel, the semifinals on Thursday. It'll be 8-15 Tipton against 11-13 Sheridan. Then 3-25 Elwood against top-ranked and 25-2 Lapel. The Tipton Sheridan game's at 5:30. Elwood Lapel at 7:30. The championship game is 5:30 on Monday. Sectional 40 at Madison-Grant. It was Eastbrook 5, Burris 2. Carter Doherty, 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 runs, 8 strikeouts, and 3 walks for the Panthers. Blake Jacobs threw 2 innings, didn't give up any hits. On offense for the 16-11 Panthers, Malachi Luthi was 2 for 4 with a run and RBI, and Jacob McDermott was 2 for 3 with an RBI. Dane Adams threw 6 innings and gave up 7 hits. Only 2 of the runs scored against him were earned for 8-14 Burris. Defending champion Madison-Grant stays alive with a 4-2 win over Alexandria. The Argyles scored 4 runs in the 5th to break a scoreless tie. Xavier Yegi was in command on the hill. He threw a complete game 5-hitter, giving up just 1 run and 6 strikeouts. Levi Nelson scored a run and drove 1 in for Madison-Grant. Grayson Gaines threw 5 innings, giving up 6 hits and 4 runs for Alexandria. Jackson Brizendine was 2 for 3 with a run for the 14-12 Tigers. The semifinals at Madison-Grant will be played Saturday. Starting at 11, it'll be 16-11 Eastbrook against 16-10 Madison-Grant. They split 2 games in the regular season. Then it's 9-17 Blackford against 16-8 Wapahani. First game at 11, second game to follow. The championship of Madison-Grant is Monday at 6. Sectional 41 at South Vermilion, it was Park Heritage 6, North Putnam nothing, and Southmont 9, South Putnam 8. Sectional 42 at Park Tudor, there was only 1 game on Wednesday in the first round, and it was University 9, Monrovia nothing. Caleb Stalker threw 5 innings, he gave up 5 hits, but no runs for the Trailblazers. Then Cam Ratty came in and threw 2 innings and gave up no hits and struck out 4. The Blazers are now 17-11 and play 3-17 Ritter at 9 a.m. on Saturday. That's followed by 17-11 Covenant Christian against 13-9 Park Tudor. Monday's championship game is scheduled for 6 at Park Tudor. There was only 1 game at Heritage Christian in Sectional 43 on Wednesday, and it was Triton Central 19, Irvington Prep nothing. Sectional 44 at Winchester gets underway Thursday with 4-12 Centerville against 16-6 Northeastern at 5:30. Then 18-5 Winchester against 7th-ranked Shenandoah, which is 18-4. The game is scheduled for 8 o'clock. Saturday semifinals begin at 5:30 with the Centerville Northeastern winner against the Winchester Shenandoah winner. And then 14-9 Hagerstown against 7-18 Union County at 8 o'clock. The championship at Winchester is 6 o'clock Monday. Sectional 45 at Switzerland County, there were 2 quarterfinals. Brownstown 3, Southwestern nothing, and Austin beat Brown County 6-1. The only game, Sectional 48 at Mitchell, was the host Blue Jackets 7-1 over Clarksville. Sectional 47 at Sullivan, it was host Sullivan 9, Eastern Green 5. And Sectional 48 at Tell City, North Posey beat Pike Central 17-3. And in Class A, Sectional 50 at Caston, it was Tri-County 8-1 over North Newton. Sectional 51 at South Central, it was Triton 4, North Judson 2. Sectional 52 at Fremont, number 7 Blackhawk beat Hamilton 18-0 in the only game. Sectional 53 at Riverton Park, there were 2 games on Wednesday, and it was Covington 16-3 over Attica, and Riverton Park 10-0 over Faith Christian. Sectional 54 at Clinton Prairie gets underway Thursday with number 2 Rossville against Frontier and number 4 Clinton Prairie against Bethesda Christian. The semifinals are Friday with the championship Monday. Sectional 55 at Wes-Del got underway with 2 quarterfinal games Wednesday. It was Southern Wells 6-2 over Tri-Central. For Tri-Central, Jake Cherry and Kuiper Leininger had 2 hits apiece, and Jake and Nate Cherry each scored a run. Blake Hartman threw 3 2/3 innings, giving up just 2 hits and 2 earned runs, as Tri-Central season ends at 4-16. In the second quarterfinal, Cowan beat Wes-Del 9-4. Thomas Brooks was 3 for 3 with a double and 3 RBIs. Gentry Groves 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs, and Luke Garrett scored twice for 10-11 Cowan. Grayson Mealy was 2 for 3 with a double and a run and an RBI for 7-17 Wes-Del. In Thursday's quarterfinals, it'll be Daleville against North Miami at 5:30 and Northfield against Southwood at 7:30. The semifinals are Saturday. The championship is Monday at 5:30. Sectional 56 at Seton Catholic, it was Union City 10, Blue River Valley 0, and Monroe Central 9, Cambridge City 6. Sectional 57 at Anderson Prep on Wednesday, there was 1 game. The host Jets beat Purdue Broad Ripple 13-1. Tegan Baker allowed just 1 run, and APA broke a scoreless tie with 5 runs in the 4th inning, including Christian Moore's RBI double and RBI singles by Connor Ring and Lincoln Pfaffauer. The semifinals are Friday. It'll be 2-8 Liberty Christian against 1-8 Tinley. And it'll be 2-15 APA against 3-5-1 Indiana Deaf. Those games are scheduled for 5:30 and 7:30, with the championship Monday at 6. There were two quarterfinals at Morristown in sectional 59. It was number 3 Knightstown 13-1 over Waldron and Morristown 5-1 over Edinburgh. Sectional 60 at Jacksonville, Madison Shaw beat Crothersville 13-3, and Oldenburg Academy topped Milan 7-5. There was one game at White River Valley in sectional 61. It was Shakamak 6, Cloverdale 0. Sectional 62 at North Davies, Orleans blanked Shoal 12-0. Sectional 63 at Lanesville, there were two quarterfinals. Christian Academy beat New Washington 6-1, and 8th-ranked West Washington beat South Central 10-0. And finally, in sectional 64 at Pendleton, it was Tecumseh 11, Evansville Central 1, and Northeast Du Bois beat Springs Valley 15-1. Thank you so much for listening. Always appreciate it. Please do us a huge favor and share this podcast with the high school baseball fans in your life. We humbly accept your help. The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of IPG Media. And I love Susie.